Right. Okay. Welcome back. Um, it's officially the New York live trading session, or the New York opening live trading session. Um, let's see what we can get. Okay, so we got a bit of movement. Bitcoin making decent push back up. Um, yeah, it looks like we're going to push towards that top of that range again over the course of today. So yeah, some of these altcoins should see a nice push up. So waves, we were looking at potentially getting in. This morning, we were just looking for a better entry. We could potentially be presented with that in this session. Just needed to pull back a little bit, hold support, and then we can go into it. Again, as mentioned, it does look like we're going to make a push up higher. Your dollar index filled up the gap on top, filled up the gap on the bottom, which was left on its opening for this week. And it continues to look very, very weak at the moment. So we also do get the ISM figures coming out. Sorry, bear with me. 245 manufacturing PMI, and at 3 o'clock we get all the ISMs. So yeah, we might get a little bit of movement there, which would be nice. So yeah, that's it for crypto. I mean, we'll have a look at some potential options in terms of trades for that New York Open. I just wanted to touch on gold. Um, we're still within the structure that we went through this morning. We've rebounded off the bottom, which is nice. We're not getting that buy side volume follow through right now. So I think it's just going to continue to compress within the structure at the moment. So keep an eye. Time is nearing. Um, but yeah, okay. Um, do, 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 do. Yeah, those that are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to message us in the chat. Okay, let's see what we can get in this training session. Again, it's Monday. It's the first day back since the first day the markets are open for the new month. So yeah, things are just warming up. So hopefully we can get in on some positions. And yeah, we can go from there. Morning, sir. Morning, morning, morning. Welcome. Um, yeah, let's see. It's gonna be a um, interesting trading day. I haven't really been checking out too much of the traditional markets. Obviously, I've kept my eye on gold as well as oil. Now, oil was on an absolute rampage due to OPEC's supply cut. So I'm expecting it to continue pushing up. Um, yeah, there's some space for things to move up and into. It's not a very good entry at the moment, so I'm going to stay away until I, there's a better entry on the cards. Yeah, I mean we can definitely push slightly up and then just come straight back down. I'm looking for a bit more of a healthier correction before getting in for a continuation back up. That was a huge move to the upside. Um, Overall, I mean, the overall direction is we're going to continue pushing up. It's a huge cut. It's 1 million barrels a day supply cut. So yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's see what we can get. Okay, so oil, gold done. I mean, we'll have a little look through the FX pairs. But again, things are just ramping up really. We did get the EU PMI 47.3, slightly higher than consensus, but below or weaker than previous. Okay, so again, I mean things are really not looking good for the Euro region. That's for sure. Um, So. Yeah. Not good, not good, not good. Woo! Absolutely flying. Yeah, there's. We'll see whether we can get something in the FX space, but it's kind of rebounding off this level here. This doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this don't look too bad to be fair. I don't know how far it's gonna go though. Yeah, okay, we'll keep this one. See what's the deal. It doesn't look too bad in all fairness for a long. Um, looks pretty promising. Where can we are bouncing off that level. Do, 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 do. Let's see how things gonna play out in cards. See a nice push maybe towards that 0. 0.5, 0. 0.5, 618. Da, 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 da. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Let's have a look at some other possessions. By the way, guys, thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Again, let's see what we can get. Yeah, let's see, let's see, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, the dollar looks really, 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 really weak. Really weak. Those that are just joining, this is a pretty good position to get in long on XRP. It's a it's. I mean, if once we break through here, you can cash in your profit at one of these highs here. But the way that we're playing is a little bit longer, kind of term perspective. We're chasing kind of these highs here. We're looking at the breakout on the higher time frame. But yeah, if you want to get in, it's pretty decent. We'll see whether we can break through that trend line. We've got the bottom trend line here acting as support. So I mean, you can have it at conservative 0.505 if you really want to. If you're going with or treating it with a little bit of a longer term perspective, you can set it to 0.49 or 0.5 if you are monitoring it closely. Da, da, da.
that, I would say it's probably also impossible that everybody is really happy. But I mean, it's a merger that was necessary at the end, not for the good reasons, but for the bad ones. So now they have to make it work. And I believe if there are sensible people at work on both sides and with the politicians, and if also the public can appreciate the effort that is now being done, if everybody tones down a little bit the own personal interest for the greater good, that we have a still stable banking system here in Europe, and that the situation of credit risk, which is not 2 weeks old but 2 years old, is now solved and hopefully for the better, then I think this can be done. But in the end, it's
She's
still
on a
risky.
bit of a
Emotions
rampage.
are high as always, and you never know. I'm pretty sure this won't be the last Monday that we're talking to each other about Credit Suisse headlines.
Yeah, and Patrick, I'm also thinking about some of the other banks that are swooping in like vultures to attack and get any of the potential talent away from Credit Suisse before the merger really is completed. How much are you hearing about that kind of activity?
Well, not too much, and I think like other banks are more in a wait and see mode at this point, and looking how is this going to play out. This could end up to be a blueprint for European
Good,
banking
good, good,
consolidation.
good, good.
How
Cashing in on profits. Let's get it.
it was
Okay.
well, I think like every bank is like looking here and thinking, okay, if this is going to be successful, then this has the potential to change the European banking landscape for good, and then we would probably see more mergers, more consolidation, which is, I guess, good for the system overall, not so good for the job market, I guess.
Jan Patrick, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Jan Patrick Van Antwerp is here with this real banking knowledge here of working for many European banks before working and leading our coverage at Bloomberg News. I don't know what to make about this other than I take immense issue with the 30% and keep everyone happy. This whole we are the world, this started, in 2007, 8, 9 as well. Everybody's going to be happy. Baloney. I just don't buy it.
Well, and that's the reason why execution risk. It's how do you keep the good and get rid of the bad and keep a functional
And
bank without necessarily completely hammering morale on all sides.
Christiana Casey writing
Um,
for Bloomberg on UBS. The headline: UBS deal to unseat J.P. Morgan is top Latin America wealth manager. You don't think Fortress Diamond's going to respond to that?
Pretty much you can imagine.
okay, it's coming down a bit further.
Flowering.
We'll keep a close eye on euro pound just because we are at a nice level of support. So we've got a little bit more room for things to actually come down to. This could hold a bit better at the moment. I mean, it does look like we're going to dip in here and then maybe rebound.
UBS deal to unseat J.P. Morgan is top Latin American wealth manager.
Those are just joining us, welcome.
This
Feel free to message us in the chat section. Like I said, look to take a long position here on XRP. We're holding on to this kind of previous level of resistance quite nicely. We could still pull back ever so slightly, which is also fine. Ideally, we just want to hold this trend line. If we manage to do so, have a good push to the upside. Bitcoin had a very, very, very nice rebound off that trend line. So again, it's just going to build up a little bit more structure, potentially push back up, and then maybe start making its way down, or even break through this top. We've been within this range for quite a while now, so yeah, we could actually get a break. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, made a slight push back up, still looking relatively weak, slightly compressing. So hopefully we can actually make a very nice pullback here and actually start to come down somewhere around this region here where there's liquidity, and then let the altcoins start to rip. That would be very, very, very nice. So we just got to hold tight and be patient for the time for the altcoins to really start to push up higher as well. It is coming. It is coming. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Very much appreciated, guys. Let's see what we can get today. I had my eyes on waves. Now, I've got to let Bitcoin kind of structure up, ready for its kind of second or its next kind of attempt to really push up. So we'll look at kind of these levels here, somewhere in between here. If it pulls back, hold, and then actually make that push. when it kind of looks like it's holding support, making or going or kind of building up for that breakout. We'll kind of take a look at where waves is at and the structure that it's holding, and decide whether to get in on a long position for that break of its trend line, or at least an attempt to break. But it is also looking good. It's got a nice structure. The medium term play that we sent out last week on algo performing very well. Very, very nice rebound. So yeah, it's looking good. It's building up. If you compare it to other alts, in terms of the most recent rebound, algo is actually holding, rebounded very, very nicely, as well as holding nice positive structure. So again, this is building up for a very large move. Again, as mentioned in the previous live streams from last week, okay, we are expecting a very, very large move. It's hit rock bottom, and yeah, it's setting up with positive structure on the higher time frame, which is beautiful. All that we really need is some very strong buy side, which, I mean, the price action isn't quite matching up with volume, so we just need that volume to really kick in. Price action is beautiful, we just need that volume. But yeah, things are setting up very, very well here for algo. Yeah, let's see. We're compressing currently, which is good. So hopefully we can get some sort of a break, maybe by that New York Open. Still got an hour and a half, so we'll just look for setups, and then see how things kind of react on that New York Open. But yeah, we're looking okay. We're looking okay. And this is looking like you could actually get in on a short very quickly.
Audience worldwide, good morning. This is Bloomberg Surveillance. Tom Keene, Jonathan Farrow, Lisa Abramowitz, John Farrow off today. And I do think we've got to focus on oil and question whether this really does change the narrative in a meaningful way heading into this new quarter.
And lifting through the morning here, we've got a solid lift.
Right, we're going to take a short here.
Morning is a lift up here. Recently, and I'm sorry, it still comes with all the Persian Gulfness of this OPEC Plus announcement. It still comes back to the demand guesstimate that we all have.
So here's the tension. Is oil disinflationary? Oil prices going higher. Is that disinflationary or inflationary? Do we end up with Riyadh cutting production by 500,000 barrels in the OPEC Plus complex by more than 1 million? Is that going to ultimately cause prices to go higher in the
Bam,
Middle
bam,
East?
bam, bam, bam.
Because we haven't seen a massive drop.
East of Suez, I went with my questioning to him to east of Suez, which is the Hormuz Strait, and then over to the Straits of Malacca off Singapore as well. This announcement, we're in America, we're like, yeah, what's it mean for a gallon of gas? This announcement east of the Suez is a huge deal.
Right now, OPEC Plus
Yep,
is kind
I
of
agree.
saying,
I
and
agree.
they announced this before the meeting, which is really telling because they were not expected to make any change in output for them to cut so significantly. It was really dramatic.
Yeah, let's see how things can hold. It's building onto some nice structure, so hopefully we can just continue. Maybe even come down a little bit. Even to here is quite healthy to then start to build up for a push up. So we'll see. So far, so good. Just gotta let it do its thing at the moment.
Oh, the world is changing.
Ba, 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 ba.
It's remote.
It's remote.
It's virtual.
Come on, we gotta go to Vienna someday. The three of us there.
That's the real reason why you wanted to not be
No,
remote, right?
no, but it seems like Vienna's fun. Anne Rivas Manus goes. It'll be good. What I want to do is get a bond brief here because Tony Rodriguez is still. Lisa, help me here. He's writing up spreads here. In the banking crisis, in I guess the sigh of relief over the last 5 days, have high yield
Got some structure here, so we could hold
down
somewhere around this level would be nice.
full faith in credit?
So keep a close eye on it.
Some
hopefully we can hold that level and start making that next push higher. Be very, 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 very nice.
About 1.5 percentage points over benchmark rates. Still not retracing all of the gains, or at least higher spreads, lower price. Not retracing all of the price losses. Still, question: does this matter? Because there is a difference between market pricing and the ability to actually get credit. And people are not really selling junk bonds in the market right now. It's not a very open capital market. A little bit around the edges, but not to the same kind of degree.
Let's do a data check right now. Running. I mean, what do you see, Lisa? I mean, I'll go to Jobs Day on Friday with some, fairly amount of economic data today. I mean, this week rather. But I don't have much of a data check, as you mentioned. Brent crude was an 84, now $85, 10 cents a barrel, up 6.5%.
I think you're seeing NASDAQ right now,
Oh,
just
yeah.
watching this, near session lows, down 7/10%. And this to
Or do
me
we
is
just
going to be
open and
interesting.
boom,
Right. I
just
mean,
go
look,
up again?
it's very difficult to say anything based on a moment's pricing, especially in this
Yeah,
market.
that dollar just
If
looks
we're
ridiculously weak.
suddenly
Crazy, crazy, crazy weak.
lower, continues this relationship that really has been called into question by a lot of fundamental investors. Does the fact that we
Yes.
could see higher yields really potentially threaten tech? And on the flip side, lower yields, does that really act as a support of big tech at a time when valuations have already kind of shifted away from Fed policy?
I look at dollar euro. I look at dollar. I should say I look at euro dollar. I look at dollar yen. You triangulate the euro yen, and I'm out strong euro, weak yen, but not through resistance. Again, as we heard from Katie Kaminsky, there's so many things within a band, within a collar right now, where you haven't really.
Again, guys, feel free to message us in the chat any TA that you want us to go over. Maybe anything that you guys are looking into as well.
This is a very anticipated
Yeah, let's see.
especially because a lot of people feel like
I'm just
well, how do you follow a trend this
see
much?
how this is playing out. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking good.
Any clarity, and I think that just continues in the soup of, is an OPEC cut in production actually going to lead to even lower oil prices, like Ed Morse was saying, because you could
About
get
to break
these
through that trend line. Should see a very nice push down. Let me just see if I can get a more accurate target.
EM to your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
To me, one of the hallmarks of the month of March was the United Healthcare gazillion-dollar bond issuance. It was hugely oversubscribed. So investment-grade corporate bonds go down in price.
Yeah, gonna have to keep a close eye on it. It could start to rebound
And then what?
as soon as it breaks through. In all fairness, there's quite a lot of
For
support
the next 90
just
days.
around here. So hopefully we can clear. If we can clear this bottom here, we'll be looking good. There is decent amount of support even between these 2 points. But yeah, I'll be happy with a breakthrough of that of this bottom here. So we'll see. We shall see. Once we get through this data, we will have to take into consideration data that we're getting tomorrow. Okay, I'm pretty sure we get JOLTS data tomorrow, as well as Euro PPI, which is very important. So we get European PPI. That's your big one in the morning. 10 o'clock. We get a little bit of German data. In terms of FX, we actually do get some Australia interest rate decision, or RBA interest rate decision. But yeah, straight in the morning at 7 a.m. it's German. Then at 10 we get EU, and then it's your US data, which is actually, I mean, that the JOLTS data is going to be very important. Yeah, that'll be it for the day. But yeah, it's something to obviously keep in mind.
So you think that right now credit spreads are pricing in the potential weakness
Okay, right, we've come down to this low here. We want to see if we can break through here, really. We're looking good. What about DXY? Yeah, DXY is very weak. Very, very, very weak. Um, yeah, it looks like we're going to come down, potentially come test um, that bottom again, that trend line. But yeah, things are not looking too healthy here at all. Thoughts on gold, oil, US tech seems to be going mad right now. DXY is hunting too many stop loss nowadays. Market's full of manipulation. Um, yeah, the dollar index is just all over the place, really. That's for sure. But again, it's just building up structure. It really is. It's it's choppy. You can call DXY choppy because it really has been choppy. And then it's also kind of everything that's going on, right? Investors, there's a change of sentiment now. A lot of investors don't really know where things are going. So again, hence for the choppiness and volatility. But yeah, it's setting up some structure. From what I'm seeing, this is weak. We could very much break through here. Again, we got labor. It's Labor Week this week. It's more than likely for that labor market to continue being strong. If that's the case and it plays out that way, then yeah, this is potentially going to actually move a rebound off here, move up. Now, if the job market actually gives way a little bit, then markets are going to take to that very positively and actually start pushing back down, maybe even towards this bottom here. Very very strong amount of support. So yeah, we'll see. Because at the moment, it's we've got that trend line as your bottom, and then now we're kind of compressing here. So again, I'm expecting volatility, and just a compression in price, and then we're either breaking up or breaking down. Essentially, that's more than likely to come in on off your non-farm payrolls data. But again, it's Good Friday, and then the CPI comes in on um, Wednesday next week. So yeah, this is going to go a bit wild. Now, around CPI, there's a lot of optimism being held. So I wouldn't be surprised if this actually comes down, weakens, and then kind of CPI comes out, or kind of make its way down. CPI comes out, okay, comes down a little bit lower. This actually comes down a bit more, taps into this area of previous liquidity, and then we start seeing a bit of a rebound. Um, I'm not seeing that inflation coming in much lower. I think it might come down lower, but I don't think it's going to be a significant change. But then again, markets will take any sort of decline in the headline CPI as good news. So yeah, we'll see. Thoughts on gold? Yeah, so I've touched on that. Let me go over it again. 2 seconds. I will touch on gold and oil again. Just want to see. Right, I'm going to get this to break even. Yeah, just want it to come down a little bit more, but just need to be careful of a rebound. Yeah. I'll touch on gold and oil and US tech in just a second. Just bear with me, my man. I want to see. I need to close this soon. Yeah, those PMIs that came out. So your um, EU PMI is still showing signs of contracting. Alright, I'm gonna close here, take that money. Alright. Alright, perfect. That's 34 pips on that. 20 pips on the previous. Alright, let me have a little look at. Let me take a look at gold and crude for you. What did you say? 103.50. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's Labour Week. There's a chance that probably pull up again. It's got I mean, there's some nice structure up here. So I mean, you're not 100 miles off. Yeah. At the moment, I mean, holding this trend line is nice, but this is clearly kind of compressing. So it could go either way. That the jolts tomorrow is essentially what breaks this, I think. Now, I mean, we can't overlook the ISMs that we get in just a few hours. Sorry, a couple of hours. But if we don't get anything off those ISMs, then presume it's going to be on the jolts data that we get tomorrow. I mean, we also get EU PPI, so tomorrow's a pretty decent day for data. But yeah, I think this is just going to continue compressing over the course of today, and then start to load up, ready for the data tomorrow. But you're saying 103? Yeah, I mean, it's got potential come up here. There's some nice liquidity, previous high here, and then come down. Things are looking very weak though for the dollar. Yeah, we shall see. So let me go back to gold then. Yeah, so gold is simply compressing, still continuing in the same structure that we mapped out this morning. Compressing, nice push back up, but again, I'm still seeing this continuing here, and then making that break. I'm just not seeing that buy side really come in for a good breakout out of here. So yeah, hold off. I'm just waiting for some more structure, really. Yeah, more compression, ready for a break. There's decent amount of liquidity down here, so we could very much come down and then start to build back up in structure. So bounce here and then start to build up and make our way back up. So I mean, we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, that's your structure for gold. What else did you say? There's a gap. Is the gap below, higher? It might be on a different chart. Oil. Yeah. So crude is also kind of just flying, obviously due to that OPEC 1 million barrels a day supply cut. So yeah, I wouldn't surprise if we make another attempt, push towards 82-ish past this high here, find resistance and actually make a bit of a deeper push. Again, I'm not looking to get in a position just yet. Looking for a bit more resistance to come in for a deeper pullback, and then I'll look at potentially getting in somewhere around this region for a continuation back up. Essentially, I mean, that supply cut is not good. it's I mean it's clear pushing prices higher. It will continue to push prices higher. We will need a bit more information from the US side. There's not much being said right now, so we'll have to kind of keep on the lookout in terms of how they're going to handle the supply cut at the moment. 1863. No, let's have a little look. I'll have a look at US Tech as well, just here. So, what time frame is the gap in? I don't think it's on. It's going to be on this chart anyway. Yeah, Emma, you must be on a different chart to me. Okay. Yeah, I think you'll be on a different chart to me, so I won't be able to see it. US Tech, let's have a little look.
But simply, there are almost tribal rivalries around the Persian Gulf, whether it's Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, maybe alone, the five United Arab Emirates as well. Are they all on the same page?
Okay, yeah, so absolute rampage. Let me just get rid of all of this because it has flown. Clear gap on the top, as you can see. Currently, actually, relatively healthy pullback. This is your liquidity here. Bam. If you want to go a little bit further down, you've got kind of this level here, which is nice. This also corresponds with this resistance level. Clear trend line. Okay, beautiful. Let's have a little look. I'm going to go on the daily, see what's happening here. Literally come perfectly to that high there. This is a nice positive structure here as well. So we're going to pull back at some point. Maybe come test that level. That would be a very healthy test to come down there, and then actually make that push maybe towards this high here. Some nice structure at that level as well. Just yeah, that's how things are looking. Now, another thing is, well, to consider in terms of crypto price direction, is the kind of equities. I mean, they've been flying, so they crypto and equities move very closely together. So we could see kind of a bit of a larger push on crypto, maybe pushing towards well, kind of deeper into that area up here. I mean, currently we're still very much within this range, but again, the sellers look so weak. They really do look weak, and they're failing to really kind of push things. They're kind of failing at the first hurdle. So I think it's probably looking likely, okay, we're going to actually make that push, break out from the top of that range and start making our way up here. Again, optimism around CPI next week. I know it's next week, but markets, I mean, that's your biggest data figure that you get. So, yeah. That's your trend line anyway to hold. So we'll see how things kind of work out here. But let me just finish up on US Tech. Sorry. A pullback somewhere either into here or actually back to this trend line and this natural level here of previous resistance, which hasn't actually really been tested heavily, would be a healthy test. And then that would actually give you a very nice potential entry to then push back up towards the next higher high, essentially. somewhere around this region here, we could see things push up into. Yeah, I mean, if we break through that trend line, then we'll be looking somewhere around this region here as kind of next support. That's where kind of the larger liquidity is being held at, just around here. So, nice structure so far. It's pulling back nicely. It is pulling back nicely, so you can split your margin twice if you want, into two entries, once here and once kind of around this level here, around that trend line. There's some nice liquidity there, and then yeah, see whether we can build up on positive structure. Nice rebound for continuation back up. But this is a very strong move currently. Again, lots of optimism around tech at the moment. But yeah, I mean, do be careful. It's only going to last so long. It's been on a rampage for a while now, so it wouldn't surprise me if we start to turn around. 618. Yeah. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But it looks good. It does look good for a push up. Let me see what's happening here. Making a little bit of a pullback.
Take a look at what Saudi Arabia does. Their cut, how much does that signal that the tea leaves that they have gotten from China is that growth is not sustainable there and that things are not recovering as quickly? And that really speaks to what a lot of people have been talking
Be nice to rebound in that area.
at least versus where people thought perhaps a year ago.
Well, we're going to have to see on the daily and the first day of the second quarter. Let us start with oil. Lisa, help me here. West Texas Intermediate 80.30, Brent crude $85.
Yeah, we're going to make a break here soon. This is very much compressing. Whether it be up, whether it be down, we shall see.
Was what was giving some sentiment to markets. You're seeing ongoing breakdown in NASDAQ futures at new session lows here as you are seeing yields higher, down 0.8%. We're going to
The dollar just looks very weak. Very weak today.
Sri Sakharan of Morgan Stanley, Kathleen Jones will be joining us as well.
How far does gold want to continue? I mean, it's not really majorly moved. Still compressing within that structure, really. Yeah, it's still compressing, still within structure. You have resistance now. Just do bear in mind you can get a little bit of overextension, just like how you see over here. Could potentially push towards 1985 if we really wanted to, and then come back into structure. But it does look like we're currently holding here. So we'll see. We shall see indeed.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a
See how the sellers are just so weak on this move. Very weak.
Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association.
And even this move here, for instance, you see how long sellers took to come down, and then how quick the buyers reacted off that. Buyers are much more strong.
Also have the unknown of how much can financial assets take.
Yeah, thank you for the likes, by the way. Thank you for the follows. Very much appreciate it, guys.
U.S. futures also pointing to the downside.
Bloomberg Video, the Bloomberg Business app, and BloombergVideo.com. Bloomberg, the world is listening.
See if we can rebound here nicely. See what's happening here with it wasn't Algo, it was Waves. See what's happening. Bit of a pullback. I'll tell you what also looks good is Litecoin is looking pretty promising. Out of majority of alts, it's actually holding its structure very well. Got that clear trend line, very clear trend line. You're actually starting to build up on a bit of a bottom here, building up some nice structure. So it's a potential long position that we could take at the moment. We just wanted to hold this point. hold here, and then start to build up for a push towards that resistance zone. If we clear the this resistance, so kind of this level here, where there's got nice concentration of orders so far, and we're kind of stuck to that level. Once we clear through here, I mean, we're looking past $100 potentially. So it's a good potential trade on the cards. Keep a close eye on it. Appreciate the likes. Yeah, let's see if things are loading up. They are loading up for the New York Open as well as that data. So let's see. Let me have a little look at some of these FX pairs. Okay, we've already cashed in on 2 trades this session.
Bloomberg surveillance, and we welcome Global Wall Street and all the rest of you on radio and television to what we're doing here, the first working day of the second quarter of 2023. It has been extraordinary so far this year. It feels like the whole year was in 3 months with a banking crisis and such. Economics, finance, investment. I'm gonna get right
Do you like the look of Litecoin, to be fair?
Friday ISM statistics today. All of
It's building on some very nice structure indeed.
And what is so important to understand, and folks, this is out at the Arch of St. Louis on the Mississippi River. It's important when you are a St. Louis Cardinal and you're on injured reserve. So Adam Wainwright of the St. Louis Cardinals sang the Star Spangled Banner on opening day for the Cardinals, which clearly sets us up for next year. On opening day, Michael McKee, we expect James Bullard of the St. Louis Fed to sing opening day.
Got some nice volume picking up here. Nice cup.
Well, I suppose I could make that my first question, Tom, to Jim Bullard. He is the president of the St. Louis Fed, and he joins us now.
Kind of, it's almost a cup and handle on the lower time frame here as well. Where is it? Okay.
Roseanne Rosenadana used to say on Saturday Night Live, it's always something. We were in the middle of a quote-unquote banking crisis, and now we've got another oil shock. This morning, everybody waking up to headlines that say maybe we go to $100.
Potential trade.
When you see that, how are you reacting?
Looks promising. It does look promising. I think it's done. We're back on gold, right? And buy order in 1800. I mean, 1800 is quite far away. Yeah, that's really far away. I don't know what you mean, to be honest, because are you in from all the way down here? It's pretty insane if so. Yeah, it looks like we're going to topple down. Looks like we're going to compress and then maybe come down to somewhere around either one of these 2 regions here where the liquidity is being held. You're going to have that 200 also kind of trending upwards towards that level. So it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of make our way towards that 200, tap it, and then start to move from that point onwards. It's had a very, very strong move, that's for sure. And risk on assets are still flying. So I think there's a little bit of a pullback and then another move past this top. We'll see. There's quite a lot of distribution happening. Decent sell side.
change that calculation at all? And can you explain why you think it's going to go that high to hit the terminal rate?
I think we'll need to get over 5%. The committee says that the median person on the committee says a little over 5%. I'm a little higher than that. I think inflation will be stickier, and
Let's see what we can get.
core measures of inflation like PCE, core inflation, or the Dallas Fed spring mean, which really hasn't changed very much at all, still in the 4% range. So 4.6 or something like that. So we're still talking about a lot of inflation, more than double our inflation target on that basis. And oil prices fluctuate around. It's hard to track exactly. Some of that might feed into inflation and make our job a little bit more difficult.
Just north of us this morning in Oak Brook, Illinois, McDonald's has told its corporate officials to stay home this week because they're going to start notifying people that they're being laid off. How concerned are you with all these headlines about layoffs coming in that you may get laid off?
Yeah, Litecoin's looking pretty good. The only things I would have wanted that structure to at least been on the 1 hour, the 15-minute is you can't majorly rely on that 15-minute chart. Ideally, what would be nice is hold on to this structure here, break out, then come down and continue to hold, and then make that push. So after that breakout, we still compress and build up on positive structure for that break. That would be nice. There's a nice uptick in volume just there. Yeah, keep a close eye on Litecoin, that's for sure. If and when Bitcoin finds support and starts to accumulate, so we're pulling back here, hopefully we can start building some structure. Volume starts to flick up as well. We make that push up higher. So that'd be very, very nice. I mean, we could still pull back all the way to that 786 if you really wanted to. Come all the way back to that structure there. Hold it as support and then start to build up as well.
Workers are finally getting their share. Wages are going up, not quite keeping up with inflation, but much better than they had been. And here comes the Fed, wants to squash them down again and cut the wage increases in order to bring down inflation. What do you say to those people?
Well, what are they talking about? Real wages.
Okay.
So the inflation is hurting them. So inflation is hurting the average worker.
So you think the Fed has a perception problem with America these days?
We'd like to get rid of the inflation so that people can get a better labor market outcome and be able to afford the goods that they have to purchase. So I think there's been a lot of
Some nice structure, very nice structure.
that some workers in some categories got more than the increase in wages, that more than made up for inflation. But for many workers, that hasn't been the case. They've been lagging behind.
I can check US30. Yes, I can do. Yeah, it's again, it's going to be very similar to your tech equities. There's my US30. Yeah, it's going to be just basically the same. It's not as advanced as the US tech. But yeah, it's breaking through. We're at this area of resistance here. Um,
that the financial stress will decline, and then make
Let me go on the high time frame so you literally can see what the hell's going on. So yeah, we're still yet to really break through that trend line. Very nice rebound. Very nice rebound. Yeah, it came down to that 0.5. Ideally, would have wanted that test on that 200 to really solidify that level, but seeing a good reaction off that 0.5 fib. Just very weak buy side at the moment, so could be the case that it just fails at its first real level of resistance. We're currently at this point. Let me just take all of that out. Yeah, I don't think it's got, I mean, look at that, just dying off in volume, so maybe a little bit more of a push somewhere around this region, find resistance and actually make a bit of a healthier pullback somewhere around this region here, with previous resistance turning into new support just here, and then maybe go for that breakout finally. It just hasn't got that momentum that you can clearly see. Let me just move this out the way so you can picture it. You see how the volume's completely dying off as it's pushing up, especially when it's kind of reaching towards a strong kind of trend line like this one. You need that volume to be picking up as it's making that move. It's diverging. So yeah, it looks like we're just gonna fail as soon as we hit some strong resistance and make a bit of a healthier pullback. It's just not got enough steam. It's not got enough momentum behind it to really do that. Very, very, very weak volume. So it's going to have to come down either here or even all the way down here where there's a liquidity pool for the man to come in and actually make that move. Now, I mean, you also get plays in terms of a very low volume push towards a trend line like this, but it needs to stay around this level here for a period of time where the sellers aren't even coming in either. So if you get to a level of resistance or strong resistance and the sellers don't come in for relatively quick, yeah, that's also indicating, okay, just there's no sell side support at this point, because if you're coming from kind of your bottom price and you're pushing towards a resistance level or strong resistance level, that's where your sellers should come in to turn things back around. So if price pushes to that level of resistance and you don't see sell side activity, and I mean by strengthening sell side volume as well as weak bearish sell side price action, then that's indicating, okay, prices are going to go higher for the sellers to come in, basically. But yeah, that's your US 30. So it's had a very nice run, just not getting that volume. So yeah, the buyers look very weak. You're probably going to see it turn around at that point. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows, guys. Those that are just joining us, feel free to message us in the chat section with any TA that you want us to go over. Again, it doesn't need to be crypto. It doesn't need to be FX. Can be commodities. Can be stocks, equities, anything. That's all good. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a rebound. See how we're getting that volume coming in. That buy side, nice candle action. We got a bit of buy side here, a bit of buy side here. So all over here we got some buyers coming in. So let's see if we can make a push. Ideally break through this structure here. If we find resistance, we come back down. We'll take a look at how the sellers are coming in. If the sellers are coming nice and weak, then yeah, it's indicating, okay, let's make a push up. So far, so good, though. Good morning. I mean, it's afternoon here, but good morning. Any thoughts on your USD? Yeah, let's have a little look. So, I mean, we get US data coming out next, right? So we got the European data that came out, still showing signs of contracting manufacturing sector. Well, kind of hence the reason why you saw kind of euro falling down. Let me see what structure. Let me see.
Fresh wet food fares have basically been rendered obsolete. Are you worried about a wage price spiral?
A lot of Wall Street strategists getting more and more cautious here.
Bloomberg Radio, the Bloomberg Business app.
618 test. It's a decent run from the buyers, in all fairness. So we got 618 test as resistance. Now, I mean, we'll take a look, see how well it holds. If we hold this level here, we'll start to see the buyers come in again. Then you're probably going to make a push towards this area here. Just some nice liquidity. I mean, on the high time frame, it's at a strong level of resistance. But I mean, yeah, got a nice reaction from that level. It could very much break up higher, so we'll see. It's just setting up some structure at the moment, so you just gotta hold off and wait. So I mean, this is some nice little perk up in terms of buyers. So it's just, again, it's going to compress. It's going to work out, okay, kind of buyers versus sellers. So it'll come down here. If the sellers weaken off, then the buyers are going to come in again. If the buyers then strengthen and break through this point here, then yeah, you can look at some of these levels here. 1.09, 1.092. But yeah, at the moment, just hold off. Got 13 minutes left to this hourly candle. Sellers have come in weaker than that of buyers. Yeah, ideally you would have wanted a bit more of a deeper pull straight to those moving averages, that 382 level, and then make that push. So could be the case. Okay, we come down, bam, and then make another move up here. Good one to keep your eyes on, that's for sure. UBS.
Early call that it would be delayed, and a lot of other people got on the gloom bandwagon. And Deutsche Bank, in hindsight, looks really, really sharp about saying.
So in terms of UBS, obviously they're having difficulty closing the deal. I'm still yet to fully read into it, but yeah, the whole Credit Suisse deal isn't going amazingly. Decent sell. I mean, again, yeah. Let me I'll have a little read into it now. But from what I've been hearing, UBS, Credit Suisse deal. It's not going to plan. Swiss probe into UBS takeover. Prosecutors open probe into UBS.
Lewis, I'm going to say you have been in the camp of Bullard looking for some form of not sustained inflation, but the inflation worry won't go away. Bullard making clear we're putting too much focus on the banking crisis and not enough on monetary policy 101. Do you agree?
I do agree. I think it's very important to, this
Okay, it's not too bad then.
very strong capital markets and banking system, and it's a very different situation than back in
Okay, alright. Yeah, I mean, it's not great news. It's just really suspicion on how quickly the deal went through, basically. So I mean, it's all guns ahead, really, full steam ahead for UBS at the moment. Uh, yeah, this is going to continue to fly up, really. Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done behind the scenes. Obviously, they need to decide who are they taking or keeping on from Credit Suisse's kind of workforce. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things that they need to kind of solidify and get through. But this is going to continue to move up, really. Um, hopefully nothing major comes from that kind of investigation. Obviously, that in itself is going to take a bit of time. But yeah, this is more than likely to continue flying up. To be honest, um, yeah, you got the second biggest bank basically being bought out by the top bank, by UBS. So that's a lot of buying power. And I mean, clear range, very clear range. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually break through that um, gap. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It is looking good. Yeah, one to keep your eye on, that's for sure. But you definitely want to keep an eye on that investigation. That's without a doubt. Morning, afternoon, watching Europound on the 1 hour for a breakdown. Then pull back to the break. You'll see the obvious horizontal current supply. Right, let's take a little look. Welcome back, by the way, as well to Tyrell. Da, 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 da. Let me just double check. Ooh, there we go. There we go. All right, let's do it.
And John, I've got to dovetail two themes this weekend. One was Adam Tooze's phenomenal essay in the FT, alluding to the delusion or the imagery, the illusion that nominal GDP gives us. I've written about this for years, and I've quoted
That's a strong rebound.
Credit Suisse
Very nice.
duo. And the
Very,
idea
very, very nice.
we've got an odd nominal GDP because inflation is set high. We have a certain form of restriction, and then the constant
I still feel like it's going to fail at the first hurdle. We either fail there or we can actually make a very nice push. It's breaking through that ball flag. Bear with me. I'll have a look at that FX pair. That is a euro pound. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 2 seconds. There's a potential trade. Yeah. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Thank you. We're getting that nice rebound, aren't we? Those buyers are starting to come in. That's exactly what we want to see. Alright, I'm just gonna hold off just a little bit. This is nice, though. I do like the look of that.
We don't have to turn this into a history lesson. Steve Leisman with a great essay. He's over at the Death Star. Steve Leisman with a great essay years ago on neo-Nixelian theory. And we don't need to go back to 1910, 1920 theory. But
Alright, I'm taking a long here on Litecoin.
never lived in a normalized interest rate environment. And what you'll see to
Gonna have it.
radio and television that has
92.
never lived. Oh, that's the way the yield curve should look. Oh, we're going to get out to the oddity of a normal rate environment. What's it going to be like?
You know, it's very funny referring to Steve Leisman's essay because that came out of a conversation that I had with Steve, and we were talking about VIXL before it became popularized, this concept of a natural rate of interest. Now, the Fed has argued, I mean, I've worked from John Williams for a long time, that that natural rate of interest has been depressed and became very low.
Olivier Blanchard says that, yeah.
Secular stagnation. Yet if you look now in the markets are saying real interest rates are going to be positive at a significant level for the next decade. We got as high as 1.7%. That was maybe a bit high. We were around 1.25% at the end of last week. So if you have a real rate of 1.25% and you got to get inflation down, but right now you're talking inflation running at underlying terms of 4.5%. Where does that long-term rate of interest belong? Right now, the Fed's...
Where does it belong? We're going to run out of time, and this is critical. Ken Rogoff's in the camp with you versus what Olivier's saying. We're going to talk to Olivier Blanchard at the IMF.
Alright, let's see what we can get, yeah.
Or so. With that said, where is your new 2% level? Does it have to be elevated higher, as Adam Posen says?
Well, I think the Fed has to raise its long-term neutral rate of interest from 0.5% adjusted for inflation to something more like 1.25%. It's where the markets are. I would say that as a long-term interest rate, allowing for inflation uncertainty, probably should be thinking 4%.
You're at 4%?
Anchor for the 10-year. And probably for the funds rate going forward. This idea that 2.5% is our long-run neutral rate of interest,
Right.
I think it is an outdated concept.
Okay, John Wright is with us today. Really spirited conversation. There's just a window over the fun we're going to have over the next 2 weeks. John, Lisa, and I.
Hopefully we can get a nice ramping up in prices here. Just got to be a little bit careful.
On this, not only in Washington, but really worldwide as well. The team is working on that spirited conversation. Just a window that we got here from Mr. Writing. John Writing is with Green Capital. Tomorrow, this morning, coming up on Bloomberg Television at 10:30. Amrita Sen,
Okay, alright, I'll take a look now, sorry. You're a pound.
the dynamics that you saw. Thanks to our team working all day Sunday and into today to work on that OPEC Plus story. Red and green on the screen. SPX down 5. Stay with us. This is Bloomberg.
Whether you're an in-house counsel or in private practice, Bloomberg Law gives you the edge with the latest in AI-powered legal analytics, business insights, and workflow tools. With guidance from our experts, you'll grasp the latest trends in the legal industry, helping you achieve better results. For the practice of law, the business of law, the future of law, the difference is Bloomberg. More at Bloomberg Law.
I mean, yeah, we're coming down, aren't we? It's in that zone for support. I don't know how nice, how much I like it. It's at a decent support level. I mean, it very much could break, but this is a pretty strong area of support.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said
I mean, the next structure is here and here.
conditions out there. You gotta be extra careful with things like yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more.
30 minutes out from the open. Have you gone short, I presume, yeah?
Now, our most important stories of the morning.
Accessing the world's latest financial and political news. Here's the global recession grow. Wake up.
It's potential.
Break Europe edition. Available now on your podcast feed. Each weekday morning by 7 a.m. in London. Get the news you need to start your day in
Come on.
15 minutes. Subscribe to
Do you think?
Break Europe edition today on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcasts.
And this still looks horrific as well.
The thing that drives I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing
Let's
that
see.
your dad knew.
Look for a close below the current major support, then it'll go short if it pulls back. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I like that. I like it.
Work itself out.
I mean, it does look good. It's just a bit dangerous getting in there. So, um,
That's dedication.
yeah, I like your strategy. Maybe pull down here, back up, and then come down. That would be nice. But this is pretty hefty support.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know the score. Come on, give me something. Let's see how far this can break.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day at Bloomberg FM and the Bloomberg Business app. This is Bloomberg Radio. This is Bloomberg Surveillance.
The Fed is not thinking pause right now. They're thinking about inflation. They're thinking about a pre-market.
It's pretty weak.
If they pause, what does the market
Not exactly the ideal buy side on that rebound.
Fed to worry about what's happening to a couple of bad banks.
We should have some short-term volatility, probably slower economic growth. Like I mentioned, the Fed.
Patience.
Bloomberg Surveillance with John Keane and Pearl Sweet on Bloomberg Radio.
Come on, Litecoin. Make my day.
From the Bloomberg Interactive Broker Studio in New York City to our worldwide audience. Futures, they point to a mixed open this morning. The VIX remains below.
Got some nice buy side on that breakout. Just need it to follow through. It's going to be interested in terms of how it holds here. It does need to make that push. Does need to go.
About $80 per barrel. That's on the heels of that OPEC plus production cut. We'll have more on that coming up. Gold is higher. Let's call it $19.95 an ounce. Bitcoin also a little bit higher, just over $28,000 per ounce. Coming up, we're going to check in with Dean Curran, founder of Macro Risk Advisors, to get his thoughts on these markets. But we want to kick this thing off and get the latest on our good friends at OPEC Plus. They're cutting production. We need to check in with Bloomberg Intelligence commodity strategist Mike McGlone. Mike, this is a surprise to the market, a surprise to me. What are our good friends at OPEC Plus? What are they up to?
Hey, boss, you want one of the most consistent signs of a good bear market? Crude oil is when OPEC does a supplies cut. It's just the facts of the market. So the last time we had a good cut like this was 2 million barrels a day, and that was October, and that was 2% of total global production. Now they're doing 1% of global production. What's happening? Because the market's tilting over so fast and furious that they're trying to catch up. Banking crisis, the demand from China is really not coming the way they wanted. U.S. tilting towards recession and still tightening. Though those are tens. The key thing I want to point about OPEC is
Okay, we're looking okay.
right now was first traded in 2007.
Yeah.
Back then, OPEC was about 40% supply of global consumption. Now they're about 30%. You see that trend? Less significant, bear market, and we've had a bounce.
All right, so you think that this is a move from a position not necessarily of strength, but of weakness?
Oh, absolutely. Position of weakness, and often, I'm glad you said the word position. Futures positions are very significant. This is the inside scoop from Bloomberg analysts. Managed money net positions were the least long in about 2 years, just about a week ago, because everybody who got long above 100 got stopped out down to this year's low of around 65. Now they have a chance to reset those shorts as we move towards the year's high of around $82.
Alright, we're getting a little bit of a rebound, which is good.
The fact is, you need a stock market to go higher for crude to go higher. OPEC is just responding. And then we have this old little situation in the background. The Fed is still tightening.
So, what does, I mean, do we have a sense of how unified OPEC and OPEC Plus was for this decision here?
That I don't know. We have some analysts who are better on that. But the thing is, so far they're showing unity, and the market's taking it as unity. But they've been pretty good about this since the...
Let's see what we can get. Let's get a break. Come on.
I like to point is they have to be unified because they're becoming a declining force. The biggest factor that's pressured crude oil for the last decade is North American production, and we're in a massive surplus if you include Canada and you include natural gas, which is, by the way, still down 80% and that's more significant, becoming more significant in this country than crude oil.
What's important here, Paul, is to look at the outlier who was Ed Morse,
Yep.
who absolutely nailed the idea that Mr. McGlone just mentioned, the idea that there is a surplus out there. In the 14 interviews I've done this morning on this, the center tendency, back to the good Mike McGlone, is the idea that they have had to adapt to what they've learned in the last year with oil going down to, McGlone told me we're going to get under $1 a gallon of gasoline.
So, Mike, I mean, give us a sense here. How do the Americans and the North American producers, do they respond at all to OPEC, or they just kind of got up this morning and business as usual?
Well, that's such a slow flag. The biggest significant factor was this release from the SPR, but the key fact about that is we pointed out almost this time last year is actually May, June, the height of the driving season when U.S. unleaded gas demand was declining and tipping over. It's still declining. And that's a significant factor in the world's most significant demand pull source for crude oil. The key fact is U.S. used to be OPEC's biggest customer, and now we are a competitor. And that's the key thing that Ed brings out, and I'm glad Tom reminded us, is this is a different bear market. And also the correlation with crude oil to the stock market's the highest ever. So we basically, if by the end of this next quarter, if the stock market stays high, crude might be okay. But if it grows over, crude oil will just follow. And Copper's already doing that very closely.
I'm afraid to do this because it's tough, Paul. He has to wake up every morning in Miami. I mean, it's just really,
I know. He's a
hard
player.
to do. And Mike, I've got to ask you. I mean, 16,000 up to 28,000 on BitDog. I didn't climb on board. I bought it at 60, so it's painful. Is Bitcoin a bull market, or is it an intermediate?
Pound USD retest was successful. Let's have a look.
It's the fastest horse in the race. It's the most widely traded. It's becoming global digital collateral, but it's still risk asset. So it's gone up the most because it went down the most. But the key fact for me is you got to look over to what the liquidity is doing, and liquidity is being still pulled from the market. So I think BitDog or Bitcoin's more likely to roll over with the stock market, but show divergent strengths eventually and trade more like gold and treasury bonds. The key thing is at this stage right now, after this massive pump in all risk assets in Q1, I really think
Mm-hmm.
That we know and love.
There's the McGlone.
So, Mike, are we still in a bear market? I think you've been very consistent. You think oil's going lower. How do you feel about that today?
I think it's more likely to drop 50% from here than rally 50%. So that means $40 a barrel. If it went up 40%, another up 50%, you know what that would mean?
What we thinking? Maybe a push up here. See a little bit more price action. Not getting too much volume coming in on here. Bit of a pullback, hopefully.
What are you talking to your clients about most on the commodities front these days?
Then go again. Or we might just push up a little bit deeper into that.
So how about my favorite,
This area here.
commodities, things like that, stuff that you used to do back before you became the expert on all things crypto?
So let's start with corn. Corn is the most significant agriculture commodity. It is in a good period of time for a bit of a strength. This is where you price in potential risks of a bad crop year in the U.S. as you just start to tilt over and just start to plant. But I think corn right now about 6 hours more likely to drop towards 4.
Bit of a compression, right?
Below the cost of production, which would be consistent with natural gas. Where natural gas is the number one measure for fertilizer. You basically have to depend on some form of award premium.
Yeah, I'll keep a close eye on it. It's compressing at the moment. That's buy side was pretty weak, hence why we're getting a little bit of a pullback if that sell side comes in weak. Now might actually break up. But yeah, this is going to compress and either push up or break down. We're kind of at that resistance level. There's a little bit more room. So it could decide to almost kind of fake out to the top, tap into liquidity here, and then actually make that move. But this does look like we're kind of slowing down, so I wouldn't be surprised if it actually makes that move down as well. Yeah, it's a potential.
There's the Miami Grand Prix. I'm asking for a friend.
I'm looking at these though.
Can you set us up with the Miami Grand Prix here? I believe it's
the macro here is amazing. It's due for a bump in the road, but it's also the key lessons I learned about the lower tax. Lower tax, business friendly, good climate. It's win-win.
Yeah, tell him I'll drive an Aston Martin. I'll do whatever it takes. Michael McGlove, thank you so much from Miami this morning.
Yeah, we'll talk to him in July and see how it is down there.
I stayed up. I watched the Australian Grand Prix at 1 a.m. It was. I'm ignorant. I'm like completely ignorant, and it's fascinating to watch. Pharaoh got me into this.
Did he?
It's his
Okay.
fault.
All right.
Yeah, it's his
Blame.
fault.
He's a lot to blame.
They go to Azerbaijan.
Really?
Like, yeah. I mean, I'm sure
Okay,
it's because
why
of
not?
money.
Yep.
And then, like, literally 7 days later, they moved from Azerbaijan to Miami. How do you do that?
I don't know. That's a fast boat somewhere.
Yeah, they'll say. I mean, they must put the cars on a plane. I just don't. I just don't get it. That's going to be interesting to see. Running green on the screen this morning. Futures at -5. With our news in New York City is Michael Barr.
Yeah, your dollar's still looking weak though, which is good. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
over a hush money payment made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Trump was indicted last week, but the details of the more than 30 counts are sealed. Trump is still in Palm Beach, Florida, where he will leave in a few hours for his Fifth Avenue residence at Trump Tower. Trump supporters rallied outside Mar-a-Lago waving American flags.
This indictment is a sham.
The audiences support the best president ever in history, and that's Donald J. Trump.
When the former president arrives at the Manhattan courthouse tomorrow, he will not be handcuffed, and proceedings on the 15th floor of the
Structure's pretty nice.
where Trump is expected to be arraigned have
Yeah, I've just got to play a bit patiently here. But it does look like crypto's going to make a nice push to the upside. It really does. That failed to kind of break that level of support. We literally just revisited the same level again. Just confirming that. We tested not once but twice here, as well as this test. So that sell side isn't anything major either. All that we need is that buy side to come in on that 15-minute, because these two here were weak, hence why we got that follow through. This is a little bit more, but ideally we want it larger than that sell side. So yeah, it could be the case that we hold here. If not, maybe come down to that 618. There's an order block just here. Could even come down as far as 786 to this previous structure. Until the buyers essentially come in, that's what you're looking for, is that buy side to start to prop up higher than that sell side. So yeah, we're just keeping an eye on things.
But we're done with Wilmot.
You're not going to see that.
It's just. I saw one guy put a ball up the middle of the field that would have been an out a year ago.
Yeah.
With the shift thing.
Now, see, here I go. I'm going to bring up the Yankees game that happened Saturday, and let's just say the rain helped the Giants win. That's all I'm going to say. Is like, because I wasn't sure that was a double play.
I mean, you need some therapy on this. I mean, I'm thinking Wednesday day game, Padres Mets.
Ooh. The surveillance box, maybe?
We're looking at it.
Okay.
Did day games work in April?
Yes. You know why? Because the schools are still in session, and the special school trips. I had one when I was on the safety patrol way back in Detroit.
That was when Detroit won.
That's when Detroit won. Yeah, we were at the old Tiger Stadium.
All right, we're 16 minutes away from that New York Open. Let's see how things kind of play out. Could be the case that we move a little bit lower at the moment. I mean, we're at that 0.5 area, this previous structure here. So, not looking bad. The dollar still looks weak. Still looks weak. Yeah. Okay, so we got a very kind of brief straight onto here. Just need to be careful.
Stay with us. This is Bloomberg Surveillance. Good morning.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Because that Bitcoin dominance is actually starting to stall up and come down. When Bitcoin starts to make that move up, start to kind of really make a push, these altcoins are really going to start flying. Especially the ones that are kind of holding their structure. I can get rid of this as it's broken. So yeah, hopefully we can get that break up higher, and then we can really, really fly up. But so far, just need to hold tight.
And it's 9:16 on Wall Street. I'm Karen Moscow. This update brought to you by Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers clients earn up to 4.33% on their uninvested, instantly available cash balances. Rates subject to change. Visit ivkr.com/interest rates to learn more. Crude oil futures are advancing this morning after OPEC Plus's surprise plan to cut oil production. S&P futures, they're a little change to lower as that cut revived concerns of elevated inflation and pushed traders to prune their wagers on a dovish tilt by the Fed. Check the markets all day long here on Bloomberg. S&P futures down about 0.1%, down about 3 points. Dow futures up 0.3% or 100 points, and Nasdaq futures down 0.6%
Oh yeah.
or 70.
Those that are just joining us, welcome guys. Feel free to message us in the chat. We'll go through some TA. We're in a couple of trades here, so yeah, we're just kind of concentrating on them. We're in on a long on XRP as well as Litecoin. So I mean, let's see what we can get. 12 minutes out from that opening New York Bell. Hopefully we can get some movement. We do also get some US data coming out in 42 minutes, so I'll make that 3 o'clock. So yeah, hopefully we can get some movement in our direction. That would be great. So we'll see.
Article 42, paragraph 3 of my agreement, and Purdue must always win your bracket. That's what it says. There's actually a paragraph. It says it in there.
There's things that, affect your choices. What are you going to do?
Karen, thank you so much. Karen Moscow there waiting for the Final Four tonight. With a data check that, to me, centers around, I keep it up a little bit, but $85 on Brent crude, now 84, 28. This is owner's duty. I have done my jury duty. Can you see me walking into the jury duty room?
Yeah.
Oh, that works out well.
Yeah, of course.
I have never been selected. Have you been selected, Paul?
No, I've not.
I have never been selected for jury. Sometimes it's like, thank you, you and the bow tie, goodbye. Now it's longer, and I have immense respect for what they do at Center Street in Lower Manhattan. They have a really wonderful jury duty process, and one thing I've learned there is there's not a decent breakfast near search of a perfect breakfast, you got to go over to Soho to get that creative breakfast. There's pretty slim pickings. What are you observing? It's Center Street. Is all of New York City, all of Manhattan waits for, I believe, President Trump tomorrow.
Well, a lot of eyes, of course, not on the perfect breakfast, which I will say my producer.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, like I said, we're in on a long position on XRP and Litecoin. We'll see how things kind of play out. We'll kind of keep an eye on some FX pairs as well as the commodity space, especially gold. Oil is basically at resistance really before pulling back. But yeah, so we're 10 minutes away from that New York Open. I'm going to leave the stream here and turn it over so that it's private. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Everyone that's joined, everyone that's liked and followed, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you. We'll see how kind of price reacts throughout the course of today. And then potentially get a market update out. But yeah, guys, if I don't see you till then, enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the morning. Thank you very much. Cheers.